If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, you definitely want to watch this entire video. In today's video, we are going to discuss what happened with the NAR settlement and how it's changing the game of real estate for buyers and sellers. So whether you're thinking about buying or selling, or you're just interested in what's going on in the real estate market, I'm going to break all this down for you. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, if we haven't met yet, I'm Troy Sage, local realtor, and I'm dedicated to doing real estate differently. And if you want to stay current on everything real estate, click the subscribe and the bell so you're alerted every time I upload another video. Now let's get down to what's happening in real estate regarding the NAR settlement. So what's the big deal with the NAR settlement? Well, the NAR, or the National Association of Realtors, just reached a $418 million settlement that is changing the way real estate is going to be conducted across the United States. But what does that mean for you as a buyer or a seller? Let's break this down with a little bit of context. For decades, real estate has been a commission-based business where the commission has always been negotiable, and the listing agent representing the seller normally shares a portion of their commission to an outside agent or a buyer's agent if they actually procure a buyer. Now, this practice has been under scrutiny for quite some time, and critics say that this actually inflates the cost and creates a conflict of interest. Now, fast forward to today with this groundbreaking settlement, the NAR has agreed to change some of its long-standing procedures. So what's changing for buyers? Buyers may no longer be off the hook for paying their agent for services rendered. So does this mean that buyers have to come up with an extra 2.5%, 3%, 4%, 5% to pay their agents? Not necessarily, but do understand as a buyer that you may be on the hook for paying your buyer's agent commission. As a home buyer, you need to know this, that not every agent is created equal, and this is your time to shop around and find an agent that's going to provide you the service that you deserve and that you desire for any real estate transaction. In essence, since the seller is not guaranteeing to pay your buyer's agent commission, make sure you choose your agent wisely. For sellers, it's time to get strategic. This means you have to be very aware of what's truly going on in the market, price your home strategically, possibly offer incentives or concessions, and don't forget about staging and making sure that your agent is actually marketing your property. The days of putting a property in the MLS, a sign in the front yard, and praying for a buyer is truly gone, in my opinion. Now, the reason for the settlement is based on the fact that people felt that real estate agent commissions weren't transparent enough. So now we're going to have transparency. The buyer is going to know exactly what their agent is charging, and the seller is going to know what their agent is charging. Here's the key. Everything is always negotiable in real estate. So if a buyer has to pay their buyer's agent commission, it doesn't mean that the seller won't consider giving concessions towards that commission, just like they do buyer's closing costs. Currently in the market today, we're still seeing over 90% of the sellers offering a concession that the buyers can use towards closing costs or commissions. Remember, the closing costs and commissions are now simply a line item on the closing document that the buyer is responsible to pay. It doesn't mean that the seller won't contribute to pay those costs. It's just a different way of actually making the spreadsheet work. The biggest thing right now is that the MLS, or multiple listing service, is no longer allowed to advertise if a seller is willing to pay buyer's agents commissions. Now, this settlement, in my opinion, is just the beginning of how things are going to change in the real estate business, both for buyers, sellers, and of course for agents. What are your thoughts behind these changes in the industry? Leave a comment below. I want to know what you think about this big shift. Please keep in mind that real estate is location based. So from one neighborhood to the next, the prices change, and of course from city to city and state to state, things are going to be different. So if you're a buyer or a seller, it's very important to interview your agent and choose the agent that's going to work best for you in your situation. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to discuss, leave a comment below. And if you would like a customized game plan for anything that you're doing in real estate, feel free to reach out to me direct or check out any of these videos.